WZR Radio starts now. You can join us in the live chat room at WZROnline.com/chat, or call into the show at 518-712-3070.
I'm coming up for air so I can check myself again, and I stand moving to the man but sheltered, confident pretend.
Now, here are your hosts, Matt Boone and Ryan Clark.
How's it going, everybody, and welcome to the Tuesday, June 1st, 2010 edition of WZR Radio. My bad. Had no idea that we were live on the air. That came up quick as shit. My bad. What up, Chris Haller? What's cracking?
What's up, Ryan? What's going on, man? How was your weekend?
It was pretty good, man. Drank a lot of beers. It was Memorial Day weekend, and I didn't do much. I just drank a bunch of beers. Like I said, Friday night went up to a buddy's house, worked on a car, and then Saturday I helped somebody move. So yeah, it was a pretty busy weekend. Saturday night was UFC 114, UFC pay-per-view, and what else? Sunday, Sunday was an off day where we didn't have any pay-per-views or anything like that. And here we are today, Tuesday.
Yes,
Monday
sir.
was, you never get a break, you know what I mean? Monday Night Raw airs, holiday or not. It wasn't like it was a taped show or anything like that. They do it live on Memorial Day. So it'll be interesting to see. I'll tell you what, man. When the rating comes out tomorrow for the Memorial Day Raw,
should be interesting.
Yeah, that on a yearly basis, man. On a yearly basis, it seems like Memorial Day really takes a good chunk out of the ratings, and I think they have the NHL hockey games, which are ongoing. And I think they're doing that. That's on like NBC or ABC.
I think it's NBC. Is it NBC? I don't think it's ABC.
NBC, yeah, but they did like a 4.1 last night on the overnight ratings. So if that's any indication, and then you've got to think you've got Raw did what, a 3.0, 3.1 last week, and then Memorial Day. I mean, we've talked about it week after week here, man, where they're going to draw, I mean, I'm thinking like a 2.8, 2 point something.
That's crazy too. Like I mentioned this to you a few weeks ago. I said I can't even remember the last time Raw was at a 2.8 or anything like that. It's wild.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty crazy when the rating comes out tomorrow. TNA on Thursday nights, they're back to basically that 1.0 rating that they were at before they left for Monday night. So that's a good sign, because there were people people within TNA that didn't know. I mean, they moved from Thursday to Monday, and then you had the replay show on Thursday, and you had all this stuff going on. You had TNA Reaction, which debuted all this stuff. You know what I mean? And
well, they were really scared that that would definitely, like you just said, take a drop in the viewers. I mean, because not only did they go back from Monday to or from Thursday to Monday to back to Thursday, they also had a couple Monday night specials. So I mean, a lot of people didn't know when it was going to be on.
Well, it was just so confusing, you know what I mean? It seems like they have that 1.0 back on Thursday nights, which is a good sign, you know what I mean? And then grow from there, build from there with, and then eventually, I mean, I think eventual plans are going to call for them to move back to Monday nights, but it was just way too early with a 1.0, 1.1 rating, you know what I mean? Build the product up, and then take the risk of going to Monday night. They tried, and hey, listen, you don't know if it's going to work unless you try. You know what I mean?
For sure. I mean, especially that just gave them some experience getting their feet wet with it. But like you said before, I think they just jumped a little too early. I mean, I don't know if that was a little bit of Hulk Hogan's ego, a little too big, pushing for it. But I mean, it was a good experience. At least they got their feet wet with it.
Kimmy Gibbler in the chat says, so 1.0 is now considered good. Well, it's decent. You've got to understand that this is, well, I mean, what are they, 8 years old, 9 years old?
Yeah.
But, I mean, listen, ratings don't jump from a 1.0 to a 1.5 the next week and then to a 2.0 the week after. You know what I mean?
And the thing, though, is look at the names they just got. I mean, in the past, 3 months, 4 months, they've got, RVD, Jeff Hardy jumping over there, Hulk Hogan, Flair, Scott Hall, Waltman. All those guys are just coming over. So, I mean, you got a bunch of new talent, and not just, any talent, but household names coming over there. And, you just got to give them some time to grow. Give it some time, I mean, the 1.0, I mean, I'd expect a few more, 1.0s for the next few weeks, and then maybe we'll see a 1.2, 1.3, they just need to keep something steady and just build up.
Right, exactly, and that's the plan. Just basically keep it on Thursday night, and then I feel like I'm losing my voice, bro. This wasn't happening before we came on the air, and as soon as we go on the air, man, I've got a glass of ice water here, man, but I'm losing it, man. You can hear it, can't you? It's going.
Yeah, man. You sound a little rough though, buddy.
Jesus,
what did you do this weekend?
No, I'm drinking ice water right now, man. I just hopefully I can make it through 2 hours, man. I don't sound good, right? I don't know where this came from, to be honest with you. We've got our live chat room, www.WZROnline.com/chat. Once again, WZROnline.com/chat. We've got lots and lots of people in there. How was your Memorial Day weekend? I didn't get a chance to ask before we got into Impact.
Well, it was actually kind of a little bit of a surprise. It started off a little slow. I told you last week, my buddy, he just opened up a new bar in Detroit, so I went there with one of my lady friends and hung out there for a while.
You ain't got no lady friends. Get the fuck out of here.
Man, I got too many lady friends. That's the thing, dude. No, dude, but I ended up, the rest of the weekend, I had a couple barbecues I attended, and, I kind of just chilled with the family a little bit, but, I ended up getting a really interesting phone call on Saturday night, which I'm not going to say the name right now. I'll tell you later about it. But basically, my uncle knows he's got some connections with the wrestling business, and he ended up talking to one actually popular TNA star, and I ended up getting a chance to be on the phone with him for a minute and trying to get an interview for the radio show with him, but we'll see how that goes. It was pretty
Well, the thing about it, man, is I've got a list from when me and Boone did the show years and years ago. I've got a list of phone numbers a mile long, and even the people that I talk to. But the problem is the two guys in TNA that I try. It's not like I can bring them on here. I'm not gonna bring a source, you know what I mean?
No, definitely. Don't reveal that.
We used to do interviews. God, we've had like Sable, Roddy Piper's been on here like 3 or 4 times. Randy Savage, Bobby Heenan back in the day. I mean, lots and lots of it. It's just a pain in the dick, man, because it always used to be an issue where you'd have to come up with interview questions. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And I was always too fucking lazy to come up with interview questions. But I said, fuck it, dude. We just won't do guests anymore, and we'll do it. Just basically a weekly talk. I mean, I'm not against it. Like, I'll have guests on here. We've had Vito on before, but Vito's Vito, you know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. I think it's not so much a bring him on here. It was actually kind of just like a surprise to my weekend. My uncle was like, "Hey, I got somebody I want you to talk to," and I ended up getting on the phone, and it was just unbelievable who I was on the phone with.
No doubt. Yeah, we'll work on doing some guests here in the future. We'll get Vito back. Vito's always fun every once in a while. You know what I mean? Not on a weekly basis. We used to have him on a weekly basis, man.
Oh wow, man.
God, yeah. Vito, Big V. Actually, I saw a YouTube video not too long ago where he caused like a riot or something overseas where he was in the ring and thousands of videos. You got to see that YouTube video, people in the chat room. WZROnline.com/chat. But there were like thousands of fans, and they had chairs and everything else they were just throwing in the ring. It was like a